Here I have a comic strip I'm going to share with you. Is this Fez Night going on way too long? Probably. Just watch them over the whole week. You don't have to watch them all one night. Oh, by the way, when I'm thinking about it, go to House of Monk. He's posting a Fez Night of his own. I love it. And Hop Formaldehyde had a movie critic that was wearing a Fez. I can see it now. And then all of you that entered the contest will eventually get a Fez. So I'm counting on you and wearing a Fez in your video at some point. Even if it's 6 months down the line when the last person on the list gets their Fez. Crazy cat? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. We'll see what I can do. All right, I'm going to take a little time because this has a lot to do with it's Canterville in the Sunday paper. And the setup is there's a guy, he's talking to a shrink, okay? Bear with me. But it reminded me a little bit of what I go through with people on YouTube. When I hear Al Gore talk about climate change, I get angry. But when I hear Pat Robertson say the same thing, I don't get angry. This is the guy talking to a shrink, okay? I see, there's a shrink talking. I see, it's quite common. Really, man is a tribal species. Our brains divide the world into us and them. If someone from our own tribe suggests an idea or action, we're inclined to accept it. But if someone from an outside tribe suggests the same thing, we're inclined to reject it. Does that make sense? The patient answers, depends. And he says, are you a liberal or a conservative? That's what it comes down to, you know? And I know people like Anti-Pelagian think that there's some type of, as far as ideas, look, I believe that there is absolute truth, okay? But it has more to deal with in the physical world, tangible science, okay? And then, but when you get into law, and you get into documents, and you get into religion, then it gets into this weird human side. And that's why people, you need to take liberal arts. And forget about the name liberal arts. But what it has to do is you're looking at art and you're looking at literature. And you're understanding the human spirit. Psychology is good for that. That's why conservatives hate psychologists, because psychologists are all like, well, it depends on your point of view. What's your reality? You know, they hate that. But it's all part of being human. And I told him, I said, what is God, unless God himself comes down and said, this is the way it is, it's going to be us humans arguing over it, okay? And the thing is, what can I say? I have to listen to my heart and I have to listen to my mind and do some kind of balance. And there's things when I look, and I don't care if Obama is a member of CFR. Hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm a member of something and I don't go along with it. I was a member of a church, but do I believe in everything they say? I mean, just because he's a member of CFR, he's going to like sell us off into the New World Order? I don't think that's absolutely necessarily true. Oh man, I'm so babbling incoherently. Hey, I just might finish this. I'll probably run out of tape pretty soon. I better wind this up. But there's these other things that I've been wanting to say. Science. You know, it's really bad with this administration when scientists have to get together and propose the idea of a scientist bill of rights. When it comes to something like global warming and what the government scientists are saying and said, look, this is our paper, we're submitting it to you. This is our assessment of carbon dioxide and man's influence on climate. And the White House takes somebody that's not a scientist and takes their whiteout and eliminates sections of the report and changes the wording. And these people aren't even scientists, they're politicians. They're people picked by the White House. That's wrong. When a group of scientists feel they need a Bill of Rights for scientists, that's a red flag. And this whole idea of like, oh, there's some scientists that don't believe in global warming. You're always going to have dissenters. But I tell you, if you see something like that, ice core study, Google the person who is behind it and follow the money. Because there's this ice core study. This guy who's behind it was a guy that worked for the tobacco companies. All right? And every time somebody comes up with like, oh, this is where it's false, this is where it's false, it's always these unreliable sources. And I say it, I've said it to somebody else, I'll say it again. For Americans that love science, Scientific American, to me, is the gold standard. And to most people. To real scientists. Not people that like go chasing UFOs. You know, not I don't believe in UFOs. I myself saw a UFO, okay? I did. I saw something that was inexplicable in the sky. But I know there's a difference between something I thought I saw and something that's empirical evidence. Just because you saw something with your own eyes, you don't know. You really don't.